seated on the dais? Yeah. I now request everyone to be seated down, please. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the valedictory discussion of AMIMUN 2026 on the throne of three. Okay, wow, that's really great. I invite our guest of honor, Mr. James Mark De Souza Shields, Country Director, Head of Multi-Country Office, International Fund for Agriculture Development, to be seated on the dais. Please welcome sir with a roaring applause. Yes. I now invite Dr. Mandeep Singh Chatwal, Guest of Honor, Trade Commissioner of Uruguay, to be seated on the dais. Applauses for sir too. Yes, more applauses once again, everyone, for all our guests seated on the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Amity University. Amity University is a research and innovation-driven university. At Amity University, we all follow the ideals of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who believes that every Amitian has to be a nation builder. And our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, who believes that together we all can change the world. निश्चित रूप से समग्र भारतवर्ष की चेतना विकसित भारत और वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की परिकल्पना ही है. On that note, I'll now request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly proceed to light the ceremonial lamp. Sir, please. We'll request IT host to play the Saraswati Vandana along with lighting the ceremonial lamp. I'll request course Abhijit Singh to join.
हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. स्वर की देवी है, संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे. तू स्वर की देवी है, संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे. हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. मुनियों ने समझी है, गुणियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी. मुनियों ने समझी है, गुणियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा.
Thank you so much. With that, dispel the ignorance and the darkness within us and follow the light.
We invite the chairperson of AMIMUN 2026, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja ma'am, officiating Dean Students Welfare, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, to share a glimpse of AMIMUN 2026.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, and my dear students. As we come to the close of 15th edition of the Amity International Model United Nations AMIMUN 26, I extend my heartfelt gratitude and immense pride to all present here. The past 3 days have been a powerful celebration of collaboration, diplomacy, and the spirit of global citizenship. This year's theme, Virtuous per Disciplinum, Excellence through Discipline, captures the essence of AMIMUN 26. It reminds us that meaningful change is rooted in consistency, responsibility, and purpose. Through thoughtful debate and constructive dialogues, this conference has nurtured young leaders who understand that true diplomacy goes beyond discussions, channeling ideas into disciplined action for a more just and inclusive world. AMIMUN holds a special place in my heart. Over the past so many years, I have witnessed remarkable growth, seeing individuals evolve across roles from first-year students stepping into the university to leading AMIMUN teams and serving on the core secretariat. Each participant has contributed to shaping AMIMUN 26, now our largest edition yet, with over 1,500 plus delegates, an inspiring journey from 750 plus delegates. At the heart of AMIMUN's success is the visionary leadership of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan Sir, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan Sir, Honorable Mr. Amol Chauhan Sir, and Honorable Mr. Abhay Chauhan Sir. I also extend my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla Ma'am, and our esteemed Board of Advisors for their guidance, support, and unwavering patronage throughout AMIMUN's journey. I extend my profound gratitude to Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal Sir for encouraging us since day one. Sir's trust in our work has been instrumental in helping us build this conference with confidence and clarity. We are privileged to welcome a distinguished group of leaders whose vision and expertise inspire change worldwide. Our chief guest, Shri Dharendra Singh Ji, MLA, Government of Uttar Pradesh, exemplifies dedicated public services. We are honored to host our guest of honor, James Mark, IFAD UN, Major Vineet Kumar, Global President, Cyber Peace, Dr. Mandeep Singh Chetwal, Trade Commissioner. We also welcome our esteemed panel guest, His Excellency Ambassador of the Gambia, Ms. Lisa, Deputy Head of Mission, Embassy of Finland, Mr. Ron Jasuja, Counselor, Embassy of the Philippines, and former Ambassador Yogendra Yadav. We sincerely thank all of them for taking the time to join us and share their invaluable insights. My deepest appreciation goes to the core secretariat, Mr. Debanjan Das Gupta. Our Secretary General provided strong leadership and direction. Mr. Abhijit Singh, Director General, upheld the highest standards of excellence. Mr. Shaksham, Deputy Director General, worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Ms. Kashish Mehra, the charge d'affaires for her innovation. Ms. Sanchita, the Chef de Cabinet, for streamlining operations and strengthening collaborations. To our faculty members, Secretariat and Organizing Committee, your dedication ensures the seamless execution of this conference. I want to take a moment for Chaya Ma'am, our DG Hostel, for diligently supporting us with the accommodation, IT team who ensured a seamless experience for our online delegates, the media team for capturing the journey of this conference, the admin staff for supporting us with ever small detail. To every single person who has been there for AMIMUN 2026, I thank you and value your contributions. To our sponsors, I thank you for your benefication, especially acknowledging Betelgeuse Foundation for organizing a focused and impactful bootcamp for our delegates. Chhat Sansad for the compelling panel discussion yesterday, which added significant depth to the conference. Google Chromebook for conducting an insightful seminar that helps students strengthen their technical proficiency. We acknowledge and thank our partners for their collaborations. Yesterday, we have privilege of an enriching panel discussion with Mr. Naveen Kumar and his team, CEO and founder of Antimatter Space and ambassador of India Charter of Quantum to CERN. Among other notable roles, we are pleased to share that this engagement will lead to future collaborations focused on advancing student development in quantum technologies, artificial intelligence, joint research, and academic events. Amity University looks forward to our meaningful collaborations aligned with national priorities, global technology progress, and the vision of national education policy. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Priyanka Singh for facilitating this valuable connections. Finally, to our delegates, you are the heart of AMIMUN 2026. Your enthusiasm, insight, and commitment to diplomacy reaffirm that the future of global leadership is in capable hands. As AMIMUN 2026 concludes, let's carry forward the lesson learned, the friendship formed, and the spirit of excellence that defines this platform. Thank you. I wish you all continued success. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful glimpse into AMIMUN 26. Representing the voice of the people and the quintessential spirit of leadership, we are profoundly honored to welcome our chief guest, Shri Dhirendra Singh Ji, Honorable Member of the Legislative Assembly, Jewar. As a steadfast guardian of public trust and progress, your presence elevates this occasion, sir.
Definitely. Shri Dhirendra Singh Ji took active role during the farmers' movement, Bhatta Parsol, under Jewar Assembly constituency and came to limelight during the land acquisition movement of Bhatta Parsol when he took over as the vice president of his party. Sir raised a big movement to change the law for the land acquisition in India and is accredited with helping shape the Land Acquisition Act 2013. Please welcome with a huge round of applause MLA Jewar, Shri Dhirendra Singh Ji. Welcome to the portals of Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Noida.
क्षमा कीजिएगा, मेरे बोलने का स्थान बाद में था, लेकिन अचानक एक मीटिंग आने के कारण मुझे पहले आप लोगों से रूबरू होना पड़ रहा है। आशा है आप सभी लोग मुझे क्षमा करेंगे। इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित जेम्स डी मार्कोस जी, कंट्री हेड FAD UN, डॉक्टर मनदीप सिंह जी, डॉक्टर लीसा एम्बेसी ऑफ फिनलैंड, एम्बेसडर ऑफ फिलीपींस, मेजर विनीत कुमार, ग्लोबल प्रेसिडेंट साइबर पीस, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर संजीव बंसल, प्रो वाइस चांसलर, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर लक्ष्मी आहूजा जो बेहतरीन संचालन कर रही हैं, देवंजन दास गुप्ता सेक्रेटरी, और अभिजीत सिंह जी, मंच पर उपस्थित अन्य सभी लोग और सामने बैठे हुए भाइयों और बहनों, मुझे विषय दिया गया ग्लोबल पीस। वैसे तो मैं एक ग्रामीण पृष्ठभूमि का व्यक्ति हूं और आज भी गांव में ही रहता हूं, लेकिन मुझे अच्छा लगा कि ऐसा सब्जेक्ट मुझे दिया गया जो हिंदुस्तान से गहरा नाता रखता है। अगर हम बात करें मौर्य काल की, जब चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य का शासन हिंदुस्तान में था, उस वक्त यूनानियों ने बहुत से आक्रमण हिंदुस्तान पर किए थे, और आपने एक सेनापति का नाम भी सुना होगा, सिल्यूकस निकेटर। तो उस वक्त की विदेश नीति में, ताकि भविष्य में शांति कायम रहे, वैवाहिक संबंध बनाए जाते थे। हमें सबसे पहले विदेश नीति का उदाहरण इतिहास में मौर्य काल से ही मिलना आरंभ होता है। और देखिए, हमारा मुल्क हमेशा से शांति का पक्षधर रहा है। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम जो भारतीय संस्कृति का मूल है, और यह इतना ताकतवर शब्द है जिसने पूरी दुनिया को हिंदुस्तान की उस संस्कृति के बारे में बताया, जो संस्कृति सभी धर्मों का सम्मान करती है, सभी को साथ लेकर चलने की इच्छा रखती है। हमने दुनिया के उन लोगों को भी अपने देश में शरण दी जिन्हें उनके देशों से भगा दिया गया था और जिन्हें जान का खतरा था। हमने ईरान से विस्थापित लोगों को अपने मुल्क में पनाह दी, इसी वजह से कि हम उस नीति को मानने वाले लोग हैं जहां मानवता का भाव है और जहां विश्व बंधुत्व की भावना है। गौतम बुद्ध का नाम आप सभी लोग जानते होंगे। उस व्यक्ति ने पूरी दुनिया को शांति का संदेश देकर हिंदुस्तान के उस नजरिए को दुनिया के सामने रखा, जिसे हम बाद में पंचशील के सिद्धांतों के माध्यम से आज तक प्रचारित और प्रसारित कर रहे हैं। आज दुनिया फिर से ऐसे युद्धों के कगार पर खड़ी हुई है। कुछ मुल्क दादागिरी के माध्यम से इस दुनिया को आर्थिक रूप से कब्जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन यह सोच एक दिन दुनिया को विनाश के कगार तक ले जा सकती है। इसलिए आज के समय में भारत की जो विश्व नीति है, जो विदेश नीति है, वो सभी मुल्कों के लिए मुझे सार्थक नजर आती है, क्योंकि इस नीति में जो मानवता का भाव है और हम लोग जिस भावना के साथ प्राचीन काल से ही पूरी दुनिया को देखते हैं, चूंकि कोई ऐसा उदाहरण हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास में नहीं मिलता जब सीमाओं को पार कर किसी देश पर आक्रमण किया हो। मैं आपको उस दौर में भी ले जाना चाहूंगा जब पंचतंत्र की कथाएं लिखी गईं और हिंदुस्तान के उस नजरिए को प्रस्तुत किया गया कि मारने वाले से बचाने वाला बड़ा होता है। आपने हंस की वो कहानी सुनी होगी, जब एक राजकुमार उसे तीर से घायल कर देते हैं और दूसरे राजकुमार उसकी मरहम पट्टी कर उसकी जान बचाते हैं। फिर संघर्ष आरंभ होता है कि यह हंस किसका है। तब उसे राज दरबार में मुकदमे को ले जाया जाता है और राजा निर्देश देते हैं कि यह हंस खुद तय करेगा कि यह किसके साथ रहना चाहता है। तो देखिए, पक्षी खुद उस व्यक्ति के पास चलकर जाता है जो उसे बचाता है। यह भारतीय संस्कृति की वह उत्कृष्टता है जो हमें दुनिया की अन्य संस्कृतियों से अलग बनाती है। अगर मैं भारत का नाम ना लूं इस समय, तो मैं समझूंगा कि मैं पूरी बात आप लोगों से कह नहीं पाया। जहां पूरी दुनिया में संघर्ष हुए राजपाट के लिए, अनेकों ऐसे उदाहरण मध्यकाल में हमें मिलते हैं जहां एक पिता ने अपने बेटे का कत्ल किया और एक पुत्र ने अपने बाप का कत्ल कर उसे बंदी बना लिया। लेकिन यह हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति की उत्कृष्टता आप मानेंगे कि एक उदाहरण इसमें ऐसा भी है कि भरत अपने भाई के 14 वर्ष वनवास जाने के बाद सिर्फ और सिर्फ खड़ाऊं रखकर उस राजपाट को चलाता है और कहता है कि इस पर मेरे बड़े भाई का हक है। मैं अलग कुटी में रहकर यद्यपि जो मुझे दायित्व सौंपा गया उसका पालन तो करूंगा, लेकिन इस सिंहासन पर नहीं बैठूंगा। यह सोच है मेरे हिंदुस्तान की, और इसी सोच से आधारित है हमारी विदेश नीति। जब देश हमारा आजाद हुआ, उस समय देश के सामने बहुत बड़े संकट थे और पूरी दुनिया गुटों में बंधी हुई थी। भारत ने तय किया कि हमें गुट निरपेक्ष रहना है, हमें किसी के आंतरिक मामलों में हस्तक्षेप नहीं करना, और हम उस दिशा में आगे बढ़े। लेकिन चाइना ने हिंदुस्तान पर उस संधि का उल्लंघन करते हुए आक्रमण किया। उसके बाद भी हिंदुस्तान ने कोई ऐसा रिएक्शन नहीं दिया जिससे उसकी विदेश नीति पर प्रभाव पड़े। मेरे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चों, आज पूरी दुनिया आतंकवाद से ग्रस्त है। आप देखते हैं बहुत से मुल्कों में आज भी कत्लेआम हो रहा है। बहुत से मुल्क दूसरे मुल्कों में अशांति फैलाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। शायद ये लोग नहीं जानते कि ये आतंकवादी जो आज दूसरे देशों में आतंक फैला रहे हैं, एक दिन वो उन्हीं के देश के विनाश का कारण बनेंगे। मैं आपको उद्धरण करना चाहूंगा स्वामी विवेकानंद का, जिन्होंने 1893 में शिकागो के धर्म सम्मेलन में अपने भाषण से पूरी दुनिया के सामने हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति और उसके नजरिए को समझाया और उन्हें समझाया कि यहाँ शस्त्रों से नहीं बल्कि शास्त्रों से विजय प्राप्त की जाती है। यह हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति और विदेश नीति का मूल है। हम लोग वन फैमिली, वन अर्थ और वन फ्यूचर के लोग हैं। यही G20 में हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री का नारा है। हम चाहते हैं दुनिया के सभी लोग, वो किसी भी जाति और धर्म के हों, वो हमारे भाई हैं और हम इसी भावना से पूरी दुनिया को एकत्र कर मानवता की सेवा करते हुए आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। मेरे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चों, आज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का जमाना है और मैं विशेष रूप से आपसे आग्रह करना चाहूंगा कि अब आपका मोबाइल आपके पास एक ऐसा माध्यम है जिसमें अगर आप सर्च ऑप्शन में जाएं या आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का इस्तेमाल करें तो जो बातें मैंने आपको बताई हैं उन्हें जरूर सर्च कीजिएगा, क्योंकि ये एक सर्चिंग इंजन है जिसके माध्यम से जो चीज आप सर्च करेंगे वो सर्वर में संग्रहित हो जाएगी और उसे दुनिया के लोग आपके नजरिए को और विस्तृत रूप से जान पाएंगे। हमें सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से भी प्रयास करना चाहिए इस तकनीक के युग में कि यूनान, मिस्र, रोम आसम मिट गए जहां से, बाकी है लेकिन अब भी नामो निशा हमारा, हिंदी है हम, वतन है हिंदुस्तान हमारा। हमारे इस नजरिए को पूरी दुनिया जाननी चाहिए। देखिए, हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति को मिटाने का क्या प्रयास नहीं हुआ, लेकिन उसके बाद भी जितनी तेजी से प्रयास हुए, आज उसी तेजी से हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति की पुनर्स्थापना हो रही है। वह पुनर्स्थापना जहां सम्राट अशोक महान ने अपने शांति दूतों को दुनिया के विभिन्न हिस्सों में इसलिए भेजा ताकि मानवता को नजदीक लाया जा सके। वह शांति जिसका आधुनिक युग में महात्मा गांधी ने अहिंसा के रास्ते पर चलते हुए पूरे मुल्क को अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ इकट्ठा कर दिया और 1947 में हमें आजादी मिली। इसलिए मैं आप सभी का आह्वान करते हुए सिर्फ और सिर्फ यही कहना चाहता हूं कि शिक्षा के साथ साथ नैतिकता हमारी संस्कृति का आधार है। वह नैतिकता जिसका उल्लेख जातक कथाओं में है और वह नैतिकता जिसका उल्लेख हमारे उपनिषद, हमारे शास्त्रों में, हमारे पुराणों में है, हम उस नैतिकता को अपनी आधुनिक शिक्षा और जीवन शैली के साथ आत्मसात करते हुए एक ऐसे मानवतावादी दृष्टिकोण को आगे बढ़ाएंगे जो पूरी दुनिया में शांति की स्थापना कर सके। यहाँ उपस्थित सभी लोगों का एक बार मैं पुनः धन्यवाद करता हूँ। विभिन्न देशों से आए हुए प्यारे प्यारे बच्चों को मैं जनपद गौतम बुद्ध नगर की इस सरजमी पर उनका स्वागत करने के साथ साथ आप सभी को आपके स्वर्णिम जीवन की शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद महोदय। धन्यवाद श्री धीरेन्द्र सिंह जी, MLA from Jebel. Let's have a roaring applause for the beautiful address by sir. Thank you so much sir for the wondrous address. आपके वक्तव्य से मैं गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी का आह्वान करती हूँ। शुभ कर मन ते कबहू न डरो, निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं। सही तो बात है, देश को ऊपर रखकर आप कोई भी काम कीजिए, हर काम बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है। इसी कड़ी में अब मैं इनवाइट करूंगी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर संजीव बंसल सर, जो कि एडिशनल प्रो वाइस चांसलर हैं एमिटी विश्वविद्यालय के, टुगेदर विद डॉक्टर लक्ष्मी आहूजा मैम, टू फेलिसिटेट एंड ऑनर आवर चीफ गेस्ट श्री धीरेन्द्र सिंह जी। So we honor you with this Tulsi sapling, which showcases our green initiative at Amity University. All our campuses, today we have got 12 universities in India, with more than 28 schools and preschools, more than 16 global campuses. All the campuses are green. That also showcases how close we are to the Mother Nature. Let's have an applause for this felicitation. Thank you, Dhirendra Singh Ji, for gracing the occasion. Lakshmi Ma'am and Bansal sir for doing the honors. This is a token of our gratitude and warmth. Presenting a shawl, Professor Bansal, Additional Pro VC, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Noida. This is a token of our gratitude from the portals of the entire organizing committee of AMIMUN 2026. Where are the applauses, my dear students, my dear delegates? Thank you so much. We are really touched with your presence. Your presence has really added immense value to this conference. For Amity is as good as you make it. Wherever you go, your name with Amity will remain forever. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the dignitaries on the dais. We will now continue with our panel discussion. This panel discussion is under the aegis of Chhatra Sansad. वो संसद जो एक सैमुलेशन है और जो कि देश के युवाओं के द्वारा एक सैमुलेटेड वे में डिस्कस और डेलिबरेट की जाती है. To be on the panel, we have Dr. Lisa, we have Mr. Ron, we have Ambassador Yogendra Kumar sir. Together, I'll request Mr. Shashank and Mr. Manas to come on the dais, please. I'll request other dignitaries to kindly take the seats in the front row in the audience. This will be a discussion only for 15 to 20 minutes, and followed by, we will again begin with our deliberations. Thank you. I'll request Shashank and Manas to kindly be on the stage to take up this panel of Chhatra Sansad. Now, this panel discussion is about how students, how the young minds, how the delegates are going to contribute towards the two pillars of Viksit Bharat. कैसे देश का युवा विकसित भारत को आगे और उसकी परिकल्पना को कैसे बढ़ाता है, कैसे भारत को हम विश्व के पटल पर, how do we bring India on the global canvas? So now on the dais is the entire panel of Chhatra Sansad. I'll request Shashank ji and Manas ji together with Lisa ma'am, Mr. Ron and Ambassador Yogendra ji to continue with the deliberations. Thank you so much. Over to Mr. Shashank.
As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge, and love for my nation, I realize small aim is a crime. I will work and sweat for a great vision. The vision of transforming India into a developed nation. Powered by economic strength with value system. The vision will ignite the billion souls. It has entered into me the ignited soul, compared to any resource, is the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth, under the earth. I will keep the lamp of knowledge burning to achieve the vision developed India.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, it's truly a privilege for us at Chhatra Sansad to be here at Amity University. At Chhatra Sansad India, we bring students closer to real institutions so that they understand how decisions are made and how impact is delivered in the ground. In continuation to that, today's panel bring together Finland, India, Philippines around a theme that matters to every student sitting here. How do we build progress that includes everyone, and how do young people contribute with credibility? Finland's experience in education, research, and innovation, Philippines' strong community-driven youth ecosystem offer practical solutions for young Indians who want to build impact that is inclusive, just, and fair. Now I'd like Manas to just brief.
A very warm good afternoon to each one of you present in this auditorium campus right now. I'm extremely excited to meet all of you today, given the fact that this is the third day of the AIMUN. I'm sure all of you have had these interesting, insightful conversations according to the world discourse going around different panels as well. And with all going on the fiasco in the world order right now, okay, given the fact we have 2 country representatives and a former ambassador on the count, this is something you should be looking for. With the whole fiasco with the US going on and the world order discussions going on, I'm sure there's a much awaited discussion at AIMUN. To give a small brief to you about Chhatra Sansad, I'm sure you'll be looking at the video in the background. Okay, you have seen all of these like amazing faces of people you might have seen on the television before. You might have seen this Mrs. Smriti Irani ji on the former minister on the court as well. You've also seen the ambassadors as well from different decorums. So we as an organization, what we do is that we felicitate these discussions on the discourse. We make the students like you meet the dignitaries on the count. We make them question the policies which comes from the court as well. Okay, we in the organization don't believe for the students to ask or the youth to ask for change anymore. The one thing we believe is to act upon it. Okay, we want you to be in the leadership positions to make those change happen in person. And I'm really sure that today the AIMN has actually contributed the same. And we as an organization, Chhatra Sansad, partnering with Amity University, it's a pleasure to be sitting over here. And Shashank, over to you for the panel discussion.
Yeah, so now, first of all, I would request former ambassador, Honorable Yogendra Kumar sir, to give a brief address to the students.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me sort of take advantage of my position here to present to you, the organizers, the 3 books that I've been involved with. This is my latest book. It's all on geopolitics. And you would see the title page of the photograph of Mahatma Gandhi and Ghaffar Khan, why we think it is so relevant for what we're discussing today and relevant for our times. And of course, I've also written one book, in fact, one book on maritime diplomacy and the other one on maritime. So I give it to you. Thank you. So just a minor editorial correction. My name is Yogendra Kumar. Now, Mr. Shashank Shekhar, Director, Chhatra Sansad, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, Additional Pro Vice Chancellor of Amity, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja, Chairperson of AIMUN 2026, Dr. Sumitra Singh, Co-Chairperson of AIMUN 2026. Eminent panelists, my good friend Manas, members of the faculty of the university, and dear students. So first of all, I'm delighted to be here to join this eminent panel under the auspices of AIMUN Amity University on a highly stimulating topic to share my views on youth-led development models and governance innovation. And I look forward to a meaningful interaction with you. So the first thing, of course, is I just want to begin with that, and that's what I'm going to end. That global awareness, and I was impressed by whatever little I was able to see. The global awareness is critical for all of us, each one of us as common citizens, wherever we are, high or low. Global awareness is necessary because global events affect us much more today than they did, let's say, any time in the past. We are both globalized and, as the new expression is, glocalized. So in this environment, the milieu that we are living, diplomacy has become even more demanding, even more of energy and patience and determination and toughness. So that's what you would see when you see our national leaders, our top diplomats, sort of conducting sort of their international relations and diplomacy in our national interest. So broadly speaking, as far as the topic is concerned, the governance models are tenable when these foster inclusive growth, maximum community impact, and have flexibility and resilience to adjust to changing circumstances in constantly innovative ways, smoothly and non-disruptively. Youth need to have a critical place in this dynamic because of their energy, aspirational outlook, and an openness to newer ideas. Yet, these attributes of the youth need to be cultivated as part of the quest for a suitable governance model, lest this energy manifests itself with uncontrolled fury and even nihilism, as is being witnessed in different parts of the world in certain situations. For sure, all major changes in society have been brought through by the harnessing of youth power to serve as a battering ram to demolish an antiquated structure, so to say. In our own country, Mahatma Gandhi mobilized the youth when he launched a mass-based political struggle against the British and got them to think of India's alternative future, different from what was being handed down to them in the classrooms as conceptualized by Lord Macaulay. Many countries in our own region and much farther beyond have witnessed such phenomenon. We now talk about the Gen Z, or as some Americanized friends say, Gen Z, but actually, well, we're still the children of Lord Macaulay, actually. So we are Gen Z, or you are Gen Z in that sense. So witness this phenomenon from which we can draw useful learnings towards, as we look towards our future in a fast changing world. So as far as youth development models and governance innovation is concerned, whether the youth are the agents of change at history's inflection point, or of dismantlement of an old system, or agents of societal development and governance innovation at the heart of a sustainable model, the preparation clearly are different in each of these situations. Common to both these types of preparations is the grasp of the dynamic of change, which cannot be developed without adequate knowledge as to what drives change. One way is to get a good sense as to how major political changes are happening in different parts of the world, including our own region, and why some of these are highly successful and some as disastrous failures. So that's why discernment is very important. As the youthful generation, is important to question every explanation of these changes being offered to you, to develop one's own perspective and one's own approach to understanding what's happening around us. A very sobering thought is inescapable, and I say from my personal experience, because I went to Moscow in 1979 at the height of the Cold War. In December 1979, the Soviet army marched into Afghanistan. And in 12 years from that time, the Soviet Union disappeared from the face of the earth. And we can still feel its tremors, the consequences of that. So it turned out to be, how people explain that, how they analyze that. So as to why global order dating back to the end of the Cold War and the emergence of the unipolar world in 1991, and it was called as the rise of America as the ultra power or the hyperpower, has turned out to be so different today than what was conceptualized at that time. And why I say it important, because my book will discuss this. What Gorbachev was saying, what George Bush was saying, what Helmut Kohl was saying, a lot of other people, what they said and how it's turned out. So how different political systems and social systems are reacting to global challenge of today, climate change and extreme weather events, lightning pace of technological change, especially artificial intelligence, upending effect of social media, for all its transnational ramifications and local ramifications, transnational crime, including jihadist terrorism, fintech, granular localized impacts of geopolitical and geoeconomic volatility, near paralysis of multilateral and plurilateral institutions, not least in regard to global regulatory frameworks in a diverse range of technology and global practices. In short, this is the very essence or the crux of our globalized existence. I mean, today I heard in one committee discussion about global affairs, and I'm sure it's taking place elsewhere as well, and how I think there were comments made as to how the global institutions are functioning. So at the September 2024, the UN Summit of the Future, there are two annexures to its Pact for the Future, namely a Digital Global Pact and the Declaration on Future Generations. Amongst the various actionable points in the Declaration on Future Generations, it calls for investment in development of children and young people, protecting their rights, social inclusion and integration, and youth participation at national and global decision-making, including at the UN, something we're rehearsing today. In fact, this particular declaration envisages a special UN envoy for future generations who has not yet been appointed. So you see how the geopolitics plays out. So there's some thoughts. I know it's going to be a discussion, so I'll just make a few points. So in this plethora of actionable agendas, which are accessible to everyone, and in this age of information overload, a solid foundation of knowledge extremely critical in preparing the youth to lead various development models and to develop tenable governance innovation approaches in our unceasing quest for community impact and for responsible leadership. The nature of knowledge, rather the epistemology and even the ontology, is changing at breakneck speed. Silo-based knowledge specialization is counterproductive. Interdisciplinary and cross-disciplinary knowledge growth spurred by artificial intelligence and metadata, and the continuous cross-fertilization between technical and the lay understanding for fashioning exploratory approaches are the need of the hour. So you see, analysis becomes so complex nowadays to understand what's happening around us. So they are the need of the hour. Indeed, this is the essence of the government's NEP. Here, my advice to the younger generation as it tries to make sense of the slick narratives put out by well-resourced organizations and entities is to keep repeating to yourself who's saying what and why. And that is something, again, I can talk at length, but maybe now or later. The nature of current technological transformation is such that a lot of action undertaken by the government can be done at the individual and the community level. Precisely the message of our Prime Minister. So both the macro level and micro level, there's a good opportunity for the youth to actually take the lead. Even when we look closely at the agendas of various bilateral and multilateral summit meetings, many of these are of the type which can be undertaken at the community level through exchange of best practices and a little steer by even private individuals who are better informed about them. For example, G20 assumed the shape of a popular movement under the Indian presidency, with the participation of a large number of international civil society communities and NGOs, especially the Global South, where a vast networking of communities across geographies developed ideas and success stories under 16 major themes, ranging from technology to resilient grassroots community institutions, infused with the spirit of volunteerism and empowerment, touching upon the roots of planetary crisis. The actualization of these ideas can be the very foundation of what a scholar of IR theory, Craig Kaufman, has described as grassroots global governance. Most people, especially us Indians, let us look inwards, tend to look up to the government to address our individual social and community problems. But the nature of most of them is such that a robust, well-planned, technology-enabled community response can successfully overcome them. This is not to say that the government is not necessary, because it certainly is, but local self-help was the beating heart of Mahatma Gandhi's ashram philosophy, which underlined the interchangeability and mutually reinforcing nature of political action and non-political community-based self-help. Upending effect of various types of challenges like pandemic, natural disasters, geo-economic global shocks, enlightened outlook on current problems, a state of community level governance in respect of energy, water, etc., can be significantly mitigated by means of community action. So if you hear the Prime Minister's monthly Mann Ki Baat, he gives examples where the local community level a transformative change can be brought about. The question really is how we go about achieving that. So, in fact, technology is truly empowering at individual community level like never before. Some UNEP experts have been quoted by Adam Day in his book published last year on adaptive global governance in our era of accelerating complexity, that AI-based computational approaches exist to provide assessment of planetary boundaries. So there is no limit that if we are careful and we are thoughtful, analytical, and can organize, take advantage of technology that is available to us, transformation can be brought about at the community level. So in fact, frankly, and I can give examples of a lot of the examples, frankly, the more I see the changing global scenario, the more convinced I am that capacity is available for judicial use by an intellectually empowered youth to help build our socio-economic system from the community upwards. Moreover, and that's how I put it in my book, moreover, a substantial reason for the current global volatility in all its multitudinous dimensions is the destruction or disempowerment of our local communities' governance. So final comment. So paying sufficient attention to this central conundrum would help us reconnect with our civilizational learning, the Gandhian teaching, and the quintessential approach of the Prime Minister. This is truly the pathway to reconfigure our epistemology, our knowledge system, the application of our technological capabilities, both existing and potential, for a more resilient India. Thank you, and look forward to interaction. Thank you.
May I now invite Dr. Lisa to give a welcome address, a short welcome address, and also I'd like to ask in a question. As Finland is globally respected for education, equity, and strong public system, what is one practical mechanism Finland uses to keep outcomes inclusive, and one element that India can adapt in education or skilling?
So good afternoon, everybody. And it's really nice to be here today. And thanks especially for the students. You are so many. It's all the seats are full. And I also get to know that students have organized the whole panel discussion at least, and this day's activities. So that's something very remarkable, and that's how it should go as well. So I'll bring regards from Embassy of Finland. I'm Counselor of Science and Higher Education Policy there. So I'm trying to follow what is happening in India, both in science and research, innovation, startup sector, but also from school education and especially higher education. In addition, my job is to look at what kind of collaboration we can do together, how Finland and India can collaborate together, and especially how our young talents can be cooperating. For Finland, school education and education as such has always been very, very important. As you might know, we are a very small country, only 5.6 million people, which from Indian point of view is hardly nothing. But still we have succeeded to grow one of the best country what comes to education, what comes to green development, equality, and so on in many, many global metrics, which I think is something that we are ourselves amazed quite often. And why we are like that? I think that one reason is, of course, that we are so small that we can't lose any talents. So everybody needs to get good education and participate the society as maximum level, we think. And that's why our government has long time back already decided that all education is government education and free for everybody. So we don't have any private schools. And I think that's one important pillar in our society, because it's minimizing the differences between people and creates equality. The kids of richest and most powerful people are in the same schools with the poorest one. And what we especially target with our cooperation with India are digitalization, education, sustainability, innovation, plus mobility of students and experts, and good talents, of course. And today's topic, I think it's quite interesting. First, I had to read the topic of the panel quite many times to get to understand what it means. But to me, it's meaning how powerful can young generation be, and what shall we do to empower the youth generation and all the students. In Finland, we appreciate a lot our students from early childhood on, and we try to educate them to be independent individuals from the beginning and support everybody's strengths, because we need many different kind of people in the society. And I think that in Amity University, when I see that students are doing this level seminars, it already shows that you have grown individuals who can take the lead and think individually. And as you know, young generation, especially university students, have many times in the history been the power which has changed the society. And similar things still are happening in many countries, as we know. But then what kind of, let me see my notes, what did I wrote to put my rights nicely. When I was trying to find you a good example, what peaceful change in the society young generation can do and what they have done, especially in Finland and in Europe already. So I have one very concrete example how in our society young generation have changed how we are acting and thinking. And this concerns sustainability and circular economy especially. So nowadays, most of the consumables, clothes especially, because it's easily seen, clothes what we are wearing, young generation is trying not to buy anything new. So they appreciate buying all their clothes and consumables for their homes as well from secondhand stores. And this has been a really big change. I'm already, I don't know which generation we were in those early days when I was born, if you are now the Z generation. But in those days, there wasn't anything like that. Of course, we had to use some old clothes from relatives and so on, but it wasn't anything we wanted to do. Everybody wants to have nice new clothes. But nowadays, it's something that nobody wants to do. And so it has been something that is, I think it has changed also older people's thinking. And it's minimizing the consumption also. I have many teenagers myself, and they have made also myself to think in that way. So today I have an example myself. I have all the clothes, also my shoes and earrings I have bought from secondhand stores in Finland. And even at our international airport in Helsinki, our capital city, there is a good secondhand store. So that is maybe something that can much be done also in India. But it's one example how young generation with their own actions, they have changed the whole society to think differently. And it's good for you to know that we don't have hardly any landfill areas in Finland anymore. Everything is recycled. Of course, also in industry, not only these clothes, but that's what is changing the thinking. So it's a big trend. Concerning that, I would also like to advertise a little bit that India and Finland are collaborating in circular economy. So Indian Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Climate Change with Finnish Innovation Fund Sitra are organizing this year in October the World Circular Economy Forum in India. And that's a huge global event in circular economy, which was last year in Brazil and really this year in India. So I warmly request the students being part of that. So I think that you should now start to think how you can make some change and participate also and make some showcase in that circular economy forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful address. And now I would request Ron, who has joined us from Embassy of Philippines, to give a 2-3 minutes address to the students.
Good afternoon, everyone, faculty, students of Amity University and other universities in India. So it's a pleasure to be here, to be invited to speak at this panel after your Model UN event. So first off, today I just want to let you know that I will not only be speaking as a representative of the Philippines Embassy, where I am the head of public diplomacy and a third secretary, but I will also be speaking as your fellow youth. So as you might guess, I'm also probably just as young as some of you here. I'm in my late 20s. So when I speak throughout this panel, I hope that I'll also be able to capture what it is in your minds. I hope to be able to speak from your perspective. And I also hope to be able to engage with some of you later. Maybe some of you can ask questions and then I can answer them from the perspective of a young person from the Philippines. So yeah, let's lock in. So when we speak of youth-led development and governance innovation, we're not just talking about the future. Because whenever people talk about the power of the youth, how to harness the power of the youth, they always speak in the future tense. But I feel like we should be speaking in the present tense because already across the world, both in India and the Philippines, the youth have already begun making waves, both online and offline. Um, they have already started a lot of businesses. They have already entered government. They have already started a lot of non-government organizations that have made a huge social impact in their communities. For example, in the Philippines, and I'll talk about this at length later on. One thing I want to share about the Philippines is that we are currently in a demographic sweet spot. So the Philippines has a population of around 100 million. So that's not as much as India, but it's still a sizable amount. And of that 100 million, a third of those are young people. So that's from ages 15 to 25 or 30, I think. So almost a third of our population are young and almost or are already part of the workforce. So a top priority of the Philippine government is how to harness this young population in the Philippines and the fresh ideas and the innovation that comes with youth. And one of the unique things that the Philippines, that India might take a page from is the idea of youth in government. So in the Philippines, we have this special youth council in every village council. So you have the city council, right? So beneath the city council, we have the the village council and the youth council. So the youth council is a group of around 6, 7 people that are mandated by the Philippine government to advocate or to address the interests and the problems of the youth within their community. So they're actually given government funds to run their own programs, to run their own projects. So this is around 10% of the village council budget. So if you have a village council budget of around, let's say, 1 million US dollars, the youth council would have around 100,000 US dollars. So already at a very young age, the Philippines is already giving a platform for young people to to dip their toes in local governance and to be able to craft their own projects and pursue advocacies that only the youth can think of or have experience in. Um, Regionally, at the ASEAN level, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, of which the Philippines is the chairperson this year, ASEAN and India are already working on a lot of collaborations that harness the power of the youth. For example, we have a biannual ASEAN Youth Summit where we gather hundreds of young leaders in academia, business, politics, the media, and we convene them in a place in ASEAN or in India. I think last year it was held in Goa, and then 2 years before that it was held in Hyderabad. And so we convene all these young change makers in India and ASEAN so that they can talk about the issues affecting their communities. Because although there might be a sizable distance between India and some of the member states of ASEAN, you might be surprised that a lot of the issues that the youth face are actually quite similar. Especially since we're all part of Asia, the Indo-Pacific. So there are a lot of shared experiences that this ASEAN Youth Summit would be able to help facilitate an exchange of ideas of. And here in this panel, we'll be talking about governance, innovations, youth-led development models, which I would be happy to talk more at length about. But before I close with my opening remarks, I just want to say that innovation in governance doesn't always have to come from institutions or the government or through Congress or through laws, such as the ones that I have already discussed, like the Youth Council, the ASEAN Youth Summit. Innovation in youth-led development can also come from the grassroots. You don't need formal institutions to give you legitimacy or the impetus to start your own projects. For example, right now, the model UN. This is already a good exercise for you to learn how to negotiate, to learn how to understand one another, to learn how to make compromises, to learn how to form consensus, which are essential skills in pursuing collaborations with fellow youth or even with fellow adults in society. So with that said, I just want to say thank you for inviting me here, and I hope to be able to engage with some of you and exchange ideas on how we can collaborate on youth issues, both the Philippines and India.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much for your address. And thank you so much for your address, because it actually speaks for the youth of the not just Philippines, but also to learn about an Indian context as well. Before we end this discussion, sir, and as Honorable Ambassador mentioned about Gen Z, okay, and then one thing which comes to my mind while looking all of you is that one thing which I do in the morning is that I wake up and I open my Twitter and I see a tweet coming from Donald J. Trump in regards to what's happening in the new world order. And there's a constant change been happening around us. We can see the geopolitical fragmentation. We can also see mini-lateral groupings going on as well. Ambassador, how do you look up to India's perspective towards it? Because when we talk about G7, okay, we see that Italy being a part of G7. Meanwhile, we are the fourth largest economy in the world. Where do we stand at the block? So how do you see, sir, in terms of the diplomatic ties, in terms of inclusive growth, and what should India do? Because we don't have to see the table, but we are the spectators at the moment right now. Spectator towards the diplomatic forums, sir, such as G7.
So are we deviating from the topic that has been given to us?
No, because you mentioned.
Okay, all right. So, okay, let me answer that. So the first thing, of course, is that, I mean, I talked about the community. And in one way, the community is the building block for a nation. So that's something we remember. So if our building blocks are strong, we will be able to meet the shocks that are, in any case, directed at the system, either internally or externally. So if we are not strong internally, and that is why the theme that you have chosen is so relevant from our point of view. So I would actually say that the choice that a country makes in pursuit of its national interest, which is ultimately what? To keep the building blocks strong and resilient and with the, tensile strength, because of the fact that the world is actually so volatile now. You don't know from what direction what may happen. So what kind of threats may come. So, I would actually expect the young people here, the Gen Z, not Gen Z, is to keep your head on your shoulder. Don't go into this formalized kind of labels. You are G7, therefore you are the greatest in the world. Not at all. Geopolitics is all about how the power equations shift, how the power equation, how the pushing and shoving takes place, as this power, reflecting the shifting in power equation. So if you actually look at the way the world is changing today, including the US president, what we call Trump 2.0, which is different from Trump 1.0. The point still is that the world is finding out how you're going to actually conduct your international relations, how to conduct your bilateral relations, and how you're going to, as I said, ultimately make sure that you stay strong and stable. So, when you can talk about various developments taking place all around us. The important point here is, look, our economy is doing pretty well, knock on wood, but we should not sit on our haunches, because the global economy is not in such a good shape. So what it tells you is that you conserve your resources well, because you don't know when you might to use them. And at the community level, diversify your options. And I can here give one or two examples. Take the case of Sri Lanka. Why the Sri Lanka political crisis took place? Because it's actually very largely a tourism-focused economy. So when COVID sort of struck, it affected all of us. The economy was very badly impacted. So apart from other factors, it led to a major crisis. I give another example. You have the extreme weather events which take place. Now, those weather events can be devastating for economies, for countries. So all of these, particularly when you talk about, handling extreme weather events, the people who are victims of these weather events, they are not in a happy mood just because you come and delivered a sack of wheat flour or something else or fresh water. They still are feeling miserable. So how quickly, how well prepared you are to handle these kind of challenges, how quickly you can recover from it, they're extremely important. And I give another example. You take the case of these, now it's coming out, the first anniversary of the California wildfire which took place. Now, the recovery of the Californian economy, that area has been badly affected, is still not there. It's still going on. So you can imagine the people not happy. So how do you prepare yourself for that? Again, another example, let's talk about climate change. Now, what's happening today is that the cyclones are becoming much more powerful. The rate of acceleration of cyclones is not yet, even the satellites can't pick up the rate of the acceleration. They're surprised by that. The direction in which the cyclone moves. Philippines is one country. I've lived there and my good friend will tell you about that. And so is India, many countries. So what the direction of cyclone movement is not predictable easily. Now, if you are planning for post-cyclone rehabilitation relief, how do you prepare? That's the question. So unless you can develop that resilience, which means that community level, you build skills, you have things ready so that you can respond very quickly, it will not happen. Take the case of the 2008 global financial crisis. We recovered pretty rapidly. But one reason, of course, was that India being a largely rural population, we had this, at that time, Manrega program. Now it's called the VBG Ramji, another improvement on that earlier program. The rural income levels were actually in one way protected. And therefore the recovery, the demand for consumer goods actually remained by and large okay. And even today, when you have a whole lot of these kinds of situations. So my point really is, you diversify your economic activity at the village level. You see that you have intellectually empowered young population who are aware of technology. Talk about fintech. The Prime Minister talks about all the time, the jam and so on and so forth, the various kind of stacks. So actually, if you prepare yourself like that, similarly for infrastructure is very badly affected when there is an extreme weather event.
Ambassador Yogendra Kumarji, thank you so much for that perspective. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, yeah. Let's have a round of applause for all this brainstorming session of Chhatra Sansad. Thank you so much. Actually, Ambassador, we would love to listen to you on and on, but then we've to go ahead with the prize distribution, which will take our time longer, and all the delegates are waiting for that, isn't it? Yes. So we'll take the Q&A. It's later. So later after the prize distribution. So I'll now request additional Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, sir, Chairperson AMIMUN, Professor Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja, ma'am, to felicitate and honor our keynote speakers on the days of this brainstorming session of Chhatra Sansad. I'll request Honorable Additional Pro VC and Chairperson AMIMUN to felicitate and honor respected Ambassador Yogendra Kumarji, former Ambassador of India to the Philippines, Palau, Micronesia and Tajikistan, and former Joint Secretary, National Security Council Secretariat, Government of India.
Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this occasion.
I'll request Yogendra, sir, to kindly come forward. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. We would love to listen to all the deliberations again and again, and perhaps invite you again for a great guest lecture, which could be attended by so many people. In the same breath, I'll request Honorable Pro VC, sir, and Chairperson AMIMUN to felicitate and honor Dr. Lisa, who's Counselor, Science and Higher Education Policy, Embassy of Finland in India. And in the same breath, I'll request Ma'am and Sir to felicitate and honor Mr. Ron Joshua Bautista, who is the Third Secretary and Vice Counsel, Embassy of the Philippines in India. And also to felicitate the youngsters, but they are the directors of Chhatra Sansad, Shashank Pandey and Manas Trivedi, directors of Chhatra Sansad. It was truly an invigorating session. I remember this beautiful quote from a great thinker, philosopher from Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal, who believes that he who doesn't know how to look back at where he came from will never get to his destination. For youth is the hope of the future, and a person who loves his country truly doesn't forget his duties as a citizen. And that is where India joins hands with Philippines, as we believe in following the ideals of the fundamental duties as enshrined in the Indian Constitution. And together, सबका साथ और सबका विकास ही नहीं, सबके विश्वास के साथ अगर सभी का विकास हम सोचे तभी तो विकसित भारत हम बना पाएंगे 2047 तक. So this commonality between Philippines and India, देश को ऊपर रखकर आप कोई भी काम करेंगे, काम बहुत ही बड़ा हो जाता है. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa, Ambassador Yogendra, Mr. Ron, Shashank, and Manas ji from Chhatra Sansad. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them? Thank you so much. You've provided us with the models of youth-led developments, and recently we've concluded the National Startup Day in India, and that was really beautiful. As Swami Vivekananda used to say that youth power is nation power and youth power is Supta Singh Varg. वो सिंह को जगाने की जरूरत है. The youth is the hope of the future. Today, everybody would be looking at us 10 years down the line. Everybody will be looking all the youngsters here who are together here to make as what is हमारे सपनों का भारत विकसित भारत.
And as it is said by Nelson Mandela, the youth of today are the future of tomorrow. Thank you very much. Can we have the applauses rolling?
Our Honorable Founder President believes that every Amitian has to be a nation builder. And our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, sir, truly believes that together we can change the world. But how is that possible with us? Let us all be those agents of change. और ऐसा क्यों ना हो? पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो आगे बढ़ेगा इंडिया. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the prize distribution ceremony. But before that, I will request honorable dignitaries on the dais. I would invite Additional Pro VC, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, sir, to be seated on the dais. Our guest of honor, Mr. James Mark De Souza Shields, Country Director, Head of Multi-Country Office, International Fund for Agricultural Development, to be seated on the dais. I'll request guest of honor, Major Vineet Kumarji, Global President, Cyber Peace, to be seated on the dais. I'll request our guest of honor, Mr. Dr. Mandeep Singh Chatwal, Trade Commissioner of Uruguay, to be seated on the dais, together with Professor Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja, Chairperson, AMIMUN, Mr. Abhijit Singh, Director General, AMIMUN 2026, and Mr. Saksham Shivashish, Deputy Director General, AMIMUN, and Chef de Cabinet, Ms. Sanchita Shankar, to be seated on the dais, please. And now, all the delegates, let me inform you that we are all live on all the portals of Amity University. So many people will be watching you live, receiving your awards. And everybody watching us live, let me inform you that today we have created history with more than 1,500 plus delegates. Look at this auditorium. It's more than a house full session. More than hundreds of delegates are watching this session live, even in the I2 Moot Court Hall. Now over to the MCs.
As we stand at the cusp of a rapidly evolving global landscape, AMIMUN 2026 anchors itself in the theme Virtus per Disciplinum, excellence through discipline. And in that very spirit, we recognize hope as the essential catalyst for structural change, the cornerstone upon which enduring peace is built. It is this belief that urges our delegates to transcend conventional boundaries, engaging in rigorous discourse, and practicing disciplined diplomacy to shape a more equitable and harmonious future. As we transition into the valedictory proceedings, it becomes important to begin on a note of reverence and reflection. For as it is said, the only discipline that lasts is self-discipline, for virtue is the harvest of a mind well governed.
Now, I would like to invite Director General of the AMIMUN 2026, Mr. Abhijit Singh.
To formally commence this afternoon's proceedings, may I invite the Director General, Mr. Abhijit Singh, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. We welcome you to this valedictory ceremony as we mark the conclusion of 3 exceptional days of dialogue, diplomacy, and determination. Over the course of this conference, ideas found direction, voices found purpose, and collective effort transformed vision into an outstanding success. As we stand at this moment of culmination, we reflect not merely on an ending, but on the lasting imprint this journey will leave behind. For me, the journey is deeply personal. I have been a part of the MEN circuit from 8th standard. Like many delegates here, I once sat in the committee rooms as a young student, nervous yet excited. And my understanding of leadership, diplomacy over the years, MEN shaped my confidence. Standing here today, leading a conference of this scale feels surreal. AMIMUN 26 is not just an event I help organize. It is the culmination of years of learning, resilience, growth, and an unwavering belief in the power of dialogue. This conference stands as a testament of teamwork. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the Secretariat, whose dedication, long nights, and attention to details ensured that every aspect of this conference ran with precision and purpose. Your discipline, patience, and commitment transformed ideas into execution and pressure into excellence. To the executive board members, thank you for upholding the highest standards of debate, guiding delegates with wisdom, fairness, and integrity, and creating committee spaces that challenges minds while nurturing growth. We are honored to welcome our chief guest, Shri Dhirendra Singh, Honorable MLA, Government of Uttar Pradesh. We are also privileged to host our guest of honor, Mr. James Mark D'Souza, Shields, IFAD, United Nations, Major Vineet Kumar Sir, Global President, Cyber Peace, Dr. Mandeep Singh Chatwal Sir, Trade Commissioner of Uruguay to the United Nations. We further extend a warm welcome to the distinguished guest panels. I would like to also extend my sincere thanks to our chairperson, Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja Ma'am, whose guidance, leadership, and constant support made this conference truly possible. Your belief in vision, your mentorship, and your calm presence throughout these 3 days anchored AMIMUN 26 and elevated the experience for everyone involved. I also want to acknowledge and thank the organizing committee, the driving force behind AMIMUN 26. Your relentless efforts behind the scenes, from planning and coordination to execution under pressure, ensured that every detail came together seamlessly. Your teamwork, responsibility, and commitment were the foundation of this conference, which this conference stood upon. Seeing delegates grow more confident with every session, challenge perfect perspectives respectfully, and lead with responsibility reaffirmed everything I believe in MEN stands for. MEN 26 has reinforced my faith in the disciplined leadership, teamwork, and the extraordinary potential of young people to shape a more just, peaceful, and inclusive world. The conversations held here, the lessons learned, and the friendships formed will continue to guide each one of us long after these 3 days come to an end. The journey we conclude today was built on faith, effort, and collective purpose. Each of you played a role in shaping something far greater than an event. Through commitment, collaboration, and quiet resilience, AMIMUN 26 became a space where ideas were found direction and leadership found meeting. As we move forward from here, may we carry with us more than experience. May we carry the courage to listen and the integrity to act, and the responsibility to create impact wherever we stand next. Thank you, everyone. I now invite the co-chairperson, Dr. Sumitra Singh, Associate Professor, Amity Law School, Noida, to provide us with an insight into deliberations of AMIMUN 2026.
Honorable Founder President, Honorable Chancellor Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Honorable Additional Pro VC Sir, Honorable Chairperson AMIMUN, dignitaries on the days, all the dignitaries on and off the days, friends, ladies and gentlemen, delegates to this conference, boys and girls. I reckon India to be on the global canvas that has always been a Vishwaguru to the world. Samagra Bharat Varsh की चेतना, विकसित भारत और वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की परिकल्पना ही तो है. And as we gather here at the confluence of wisdom, discipline and global fellowship, I understand here is the place where thought transcends borders and dialogue becomes the language of humanity. While the ancient sages rever सा विद्या या विमुक्त है, विद्या वो जो मानव को बंधनों से मुक्त करती है. Education should be liberating. And across the civilizations, over the centuries, thinkers have echoed one truth. Ekam sat, vipra bahuda vadanti, sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya. For Socrates humbly declared, true wisdom comes to each one of us when we realize how little do we understand about our own lives. For aham brahmasmi, sarvam khalvidam brahma. While we talk about the fourth chapter of Maha Upanishad, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Rabindranath Tagore tried to expand this vision and said the highest education is that which just doesn't give us information, but that which is in harmony with the world, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Into that realm of Father, my countrymen, let my country reaffirm, be alive, let be free. While from the West, Immanuel Kant said, the unity of humanity is not a dream. It is a moral necessity. And Nelson Mandela reminded that the world with quiet authority is to deny the people their human rights. Oh, that's the challenge, not just of one man, but of the entire humanity. And here exalts the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita, who says, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Excellence in action is the true discipline, and that is the basis and the theme of AMIMUN 2026. I remember Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who echoes the same truth in the simpler words. Excellence is a continuous process, and it is not an accident. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we approach towards the culmination of our deliberations, it is only fitting to reflect upon the vision of Viksit Bharat, a developed India that sees its progress not in isolation, but in global harmony. As Swami Vivekananda said, arise awake and stop not till the goal is reached. The goal of Viksit Bharat is not merely that of economic development, but the moral and intellectual elevation of humanity. As Confucius says, harmony is the most precious thing. Let's debate and sharpen our skills, our intellect, and dialogue. That should deepen the understanding between all of us. In the spirit of virtus per disciplinum, everyone here, excellence through discipline, maybe our words being very thoughtful, our conduct be dignified, and our purpose be noble. May wisdom guide us and discipline strengthen us. In the words of our founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, let us all be nation builders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sumitra ma'am, for your enlightening words. We're honored to have with us Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, Honorable Additional Pro Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Dean of Management Studies and Director of Amity Business School at Amity University. A distinguished academic leader, he has played a pivotal role. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. First of all, if you all permit, all the distinguished guests on the dais, can I request all of them to put their hands together for themselves? The great audience, first of all, please put your hands together for you only. I think it's so heartening to see great youth brigade today on the evening of Sunday and with a full energy and zeal here. So happy to see. On behalf of our founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the visionary leader behind this entire Amity universe, on behalf of Dr. Atul Chauhan, the chancellor of this university, on behalf of two wonderful patrons of this conference, Shri Abhay Chauhan ji, Shri Amol Chauhan ji, on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balwinder Shukla, and all the faculty, staff, and members of Amity University, I welcome the esteemed guests, Mr. James Marks, Major Vinod Kumar ji, and Dr. Manjeet Chatwal ji, who has just told me that he has missed World Economic Forum, which he was supposed to go today for this conference. So somebody's loss, our gain. Thank you so very much. And above all the wonderful stars. So all the good things comes to an end. But every end is a new beginning. And this AMIMUN 2026 is closing today. But at the end, we are going to announce the dates for 2027 AMIMUN also, today only. Before I proceed, I would be requesting the team members of AMIMUN committee to invite all the esteemed guests here for two major events which are going to happen in Amity in the next 1 month. First is TED Leader Amity program, which is going to be there on 23rd. I will be requesting the AMIMUN committee members to share with you all. This is going to be a very great event where you will be finding out many world leaders on the stage, and this is on 23rd. And then we would be inviting you all for our youth festival, which is scheduled to be on February 27th and 28th. It will be a great event altogether, and I request all of you to be there. The word, the theme, excellence through discipline, it resonates deeply with the values of Amity. Amity upholds. And everyone here has been showing this theme in their actions throughout the conference. In my journey as an educator, whenever I speak, whenever I go to any class, whenever I go to a class of ethics, I speak about discipline. And one thing which I always say, that the cost of indiscipline is much lesser than the cost of regret. So you have to be disciplined, and this is something which is going to be there. And the first definition of discipline is something which you do not like, but you have to do it. The past 3 days, AMIMUN 2026 has evolved into a vibrant forum of dialogue, negotiation, and collaboration, bringing together 1,500 delegates from more than 8 countries and fostering a spirit of international cooperation and mutual respect. The conference is robust structure comprising 9 offline committees and 3 online committees, ensured both depth and diversity in discourse while enabling students to experience the complexity of modern diplomacy in an immersive and disciplined environment. Each committee demonstrated remarkable intellectual engagement guided by experienced executive board members who ensured structured debate, inclusivity, and adherence to the highest standard of parliamentary procedure. Beyond debate, AMIMUN 2026 celebrated the human and cultural dimensions of diplomacy. I am sure you must have all enjoyed the ballroom evening yesterday. Guided by the visionary blessing of our honorable founder, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who is directly watching each and every event of this wonderful AMIMUN. And right now, the whole program is being put up on YouTube also. Our steadfast leadership of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan ji, our patrons, Mr. Amol Chauhan ji, Mr. Abhay Chauhan ji, and everyone, we stand as a testament to meaningful student empowerment and excellence in execution. I must compliment two wonderful leaders, Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja, the chairperson, and Dr. Sumitra Singh, co-chairperson, who have led this wonderful conference and mentored the students with dedication and vision. AMIMUN exemplifies collaborative leadership and student-driven excellence. I would like to place on record my sincere appreciation for the tireless efforts of the AMIMUN core secretariat, executive board members. I commend the delegates for their passion and preparedness and encourage them to carry forward the values learned here, discipline, dialogue, and diplomacy, into their academic pursuits and future leadership roles. I extend my warmest congratulations to the award recipients and my best wishes to every participant, trusting that the AMIMUN experience will continue to inspire excellence, responsibility, and global engagement. As we conclude AMIMUN 2026, let us remember that the conversations begun here do not end today. They serve as stepping stones towards a more peaceful and cooperative global future. I congratulate all the team members, the entire AMIMUN fraternity on the successful conclusion of AMIMUN 2026 and look forward to witnessing the continued growth and impact of this remarkable platform in the years to come in our next AMIMUN, which is scheduled to be there from 15 to 17 January 2027. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your profound words and constant mentorship. It is a distinct honor to introduce the guest of honor, Mr. James Smarty Souza Shields, the country director and head of South Asia Hub at IFAD. We are privileged to have a leader of such caliber amongst us today. Sir, we most respectfully invite you to the podium to share your insights and address the assembly.
Good afternoon, respected faculty, distinguished guests, fellow delegates, and all our friends. I am very excited to be here today. I've been involved in model UNs before, and I know how important they are. And they always start with the question, why are we here? Not just in this room, but why are we here? Why do we care about global issues that rarely touch us directly? We're all here because we believe our actions, no matter how small, can make a difference in this world, make us all better as individuals, help our families, help our communities, help our country, help the world. It's our world. And the world, as you know, is not at ease these days, not at ease at all. We face many challenges. Some of them are old, and some of them are new. Division, strife, injustice, inequality. Sometimes I think they all seem to be getting worse. But these problems are not new. They've existed since the dawn of time in many ways. I remember back in the 80s when I was about your age, sitting there thinking about how I was going to change the world. It was the time of Thatcher. It was the time of Reagan. It was the time of the Falkland Wars. And it culminated with the first war in the Gulf. And we were glued to our televisions thinking that this was the end of civilization. Well, it didn't happen. But today we do have some problems. We have new problems. We're seeing a dramatic and rapid change of cultural norms, technologies, and the rise of malevolent forces with outsized influence that foster division, hate, and disparity. So I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel like we're moving backwards and losing the battles we thought were won on climate, on inclusion, on equality. That struggle, those struggles, they continue. But history gives me hope, because despite these setbacks, these periodic setbacks, the arc of history, I believe, is indelibly bending towards greater humanity, compassion, empathy, and care for our fellow citizens. Humanity's drive for a greater good is inherent in our will to develop and survive. And as we're coming to understand, it's also important that prosperous lives are for everybody, not just for ourselves, but for all species, for biodiversity. That is the path for enduring and bright, sustainable future. So at this moment of geopolitical history, I pray that this moment will be looked back in the rearview mirror in a few years, and we said this was an opportunity for moving forward. And I believe that we'll see the arc of progress still bending towards our better selves, guided by the powerful achievements of inclusion. Now, I know this is true even as governments, multilateral organizations, universities, and media influencers struggle to address rapidly shifting social, cultural, economic and political context, all these that are challenging us. And I understand that addressing these contexts, as you likely know from your discussions and debates here at the Model UN, we know that it is essential for guiding humanity to greater prosperity in the future and ensuring a flourishing, diverse ecosystem on this planet that supports all our lives. Now at IFAD, we're a UN agency. That's the International Fund for Agricultural Development. We finance about $1.4 billion worth of programs here targeting smallholders. That's about 80% of Indians' farmers. Very important for food security, not just for India, but for the region as well. And there's a saying at IFAD, where India goes, IFAD goes. It is that important. And I believe this is true, despite all the paradoxes I've learned about India in my short time here. And you'll have to excuse me, I'm Canadian, so I look at things from a very Canadian perspective. So I've got this a bit wrong, I'm sure you'll point it out, but you have intense, relentless energy applied to solving seemingly intractable social and economic challenges. You have improbable functionality of a country, even in the face of incredible complexity. Some would even say a little bit of chaos. You have endless depth of talent, as demonstrated in this room. Endless depth. But that's important because you're addressing ever more complex and growing needs and desires. Again, I can't claim to know that much about India. However, since arriving 6 months ago with my lovely wife and partner in change, Tanya, we've been amazed by something new every day, amazed by something every day. But one of the things that stands out the most are textiles. Yeah, textiles. From the humble shops to the exquisite bespoke tailors, textiles here amaze us. Vibrant colors, diverse designs, such a rich cultural heritage. But what impresses us most are the handmade textiles, showcasing intricate designs crafted with dedication and discipline that honors century-old patterns. It's something of incredible pride, I imagine, for Indians. And we at the UN and the Model UN, we're weaving just such a tapestry together, one that requires deep understanding and great appreciation of history, of talent, of creativity, patience, yes, and discipline. Each thread adding, I hope, to an unfolding pattern of peace and prosperity for all. Since 1945, the UN has conducted hundreds of peacekeeping missions, mediated numerous national and international conflicts, and has charted a course towards a more inclusive and sustainable world through the development of Sustainable Development Goals. India has played a fantastic and significant role in this course of history, and the world is grateful for it, and the UN is grateful for it. India has contributed, I don't know if anybody knows this, over 200,000 troop years to peacekeeping missions. That is something of incredible pride. Peacekeeping missions around the world. Championed early the Sustainable Development Goals, continues to advocate for the sustainability goals, and continues to advocate in the face of all this change, multilateral solutions, and continues with a strong commitment to the United Nations. And we are deeply, deeply grateful for that. So any success we have seen, however, comes from not only working together, but working together in and for inclusivity. So today's theme, and to conclude, discipline. A discipline, as many of the other speakers have mentioned, can be underestimated, yet it is essential for change. Indeed, the foundation of everything meaningful that we've achieved typically comes from application of some form of dedication. You know, there are eureka moments or great moments of abrupt change that ignite opportunity, which I think we have right now. But it's discipline that transforms dreams into reality over time. Without it, even some of the best ideas might fade away. With discipline, extraordinary outcomes are possible. This is where the Model UN matters. Here you practice listening, empathy, and realize that true leadership is about influence, not authority. Even small actions like supporting a classmate's idea can create a significant impact. The challenges ahead, climate, inequality, conflict, they may seem daunting. However, history shows us that dedicated individuals can change lives and communities. And remember, we are what we do repeatedly. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. And discipline is the creator of most habit. So as you lead the Model UN, I challenge you to embrace every day our shared vision, empathy, and let's continue to struggle for the greater good. Let us weave together with India its relentless energy, capacity to confront complexity, and its endless creativity. Let us create a world of peace and sustainable prosperity for all. Let that be the measure of your success when you look back in life, when you are me in the future looking back at life. Let this guide you through your life. Congratulations to all of you for this amazing event, for all your participation. You inspire me, you inspire us. I hope you've inspired yourself, and you give us all great hope for the future. Be the change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for those profoundly illuminating reflections. As a vanguard of digital resilience, we are profoundly honored to welcome our guest of honor, Major Vineet Kumar, Global President of CyberPeace, epitomizing excellence through his trailblazing contribution to the global cybersecurity landscape. He remains a true pioneer of digital frontier. Sir, we are most respectfully inviting you to enlighten our assembly.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais and also off the dais, participants who are there, folks from media. It's really an honor to be here on this stage, and it's something like a deja vu moment for me, where in fact, I had last month in December, I had a great opportunity of addressing the United Nations General Assembly, where I was addressing the participants of 99 countries, the delegation from 99 countries. The topic there was something on cyber, the role of WSIS, and it's good to be back here. And to sir, in fact, sir mentioned about one speaker who dropped out of the World Economic Forum. I am the second one to drop out. And again, I feel it as a great pleasure to be here. The entire session that is there, the valedictory session, and also the prize distribution ceremony of the Amity University Model United Nations. I extend my sincere thanks to the organizing team, to the university, for making me part of this intellectually vibrant and inspiring platform. About CyberPeace, CyberPeace is a global nonprofit, started, it's headquartered in India, and as the word suggests, we are fighting for a peace and responsible online behavior and a cyberspace for everyone. Cyberspace today, as you come across, there are a lot of challenges, problems, AI, the abuse of AI is happening, issues related to child sexual abuse, frauds, and different other set of crimes are happening. So at CyberPeace, we are trying to see how we can kind of work to empower people and empower netizens. And we find the model MUNs are the excellent platform to do the dialogues and also take the conversation forward. Over the past few days with the Amity MUN, this conference has been more than a simulation of the United Nations. It has been a demonstration of ideas, dialogue, diplomacy, and determination. You, our delegates, have debated complex global challenges, represented diverse perspectives, negotiated resolutions, and most importantly, learned to listen with empathy and reason with responsibility. In a world increasingly marked with divisions and also a borderless and a boundaryless world, misinformation and conflict that we come across, the skills that you practice at the Model United Nations is not just an academic exercise, it's a life skill. Critical thinking, respectful disagreement, consensus building, and ethical leaderships are the qualities of the global community and the community that urgently needs it. Platforms like the MUN nurture not just informed students, but responsible global citizens as well. I'd like to especially commend the organizing committee and the secretariat. Planning and executing an event of this scale, and I can see this full house today on a Sunday, requires vision, discipline, teamwork, and resilience. The professionalism with which this conference has been conducted reflects both your dedication and also the strong institutional support provided by the Amity University. To the award winners today, congratulations to all of you. Your recognition is well deserved. But I would also like to remind every participants, whether you're winning or whether you have been a participant, that success at the MUN is not measured only by trophies or certificates. It lies in the confidence you have gained, the perspectives you have broadened, and the courage you have shown in expressing your ideas on this key stage. As you leave this hall today, I encourage you to carry forward the spirit of dialogue and diplomacy into your academic journeys and professional lives as well. Question boldly, speak responsibly, and act with integrity. The future leadership belongs to those who balance conviction and compassion, and many such leaders are seated here in the hall today. I conclude by congratulating the entire university, the MUN family, for a successful conference, and by wishing all of you continued growth, curiosity, and commitment to making the world a better place. And also, I like to say all of you that all of you today who are seated in the room, you are the ambassadors of change. So with that, thank you and my best wishes to all of you.
Representing the vital intersection of diplomatic acumen and social stewardship, we welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Mandeep Singh Chhatwal, Trade Commissioner of Uruguay. Sir, we profoundly are honored if you would share your valuable insights with the Assembly.
Hello, good afternoon. Sat Shri Akal. First of all, I would like to thank my very respected Dr. Sanjeev Bansal ji, Dr. Lakshmi Ahuja, Dr. Sumitra Singh ji, Mr. James Mark, Major Vineet Kumar, and Mr. Abhijit. Distinguished guests, respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to be with you today as a guest of honor. I sincerely thank to the organizer for this opportunity to share a few thoughts on international relations, global peace, and diplomacy. In today's interconnected world, international relations shape not only political outcomes, but also economic growth, social stability, and global cooperation. No nation exists in isolation. Our shared challenges and aspirations bind us together more closely than ever before. Global diplomacy remains our strongest tool to resolve the differences peacefully through dialogue, multilateral cooperation, and respect for the international law. Diplomacy enables nations to address global challenges such as economic uncertainty, climate change, and inequality. In conclusion, global peace is a collective responsibility, and a diplomacy is the path forward. By working together, we can build a more peaceful, prosperous, and cooperation world. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
I request the dignitaries to kindly release the post-conference souvenir, a compilation of the legacy created here at AMIMUN’26. This volume serves as a curated chronicle of the exceptional diplomacy and collaborative spirit that have graced our assembly. It stands as a lasting tribute to the visionary discourse sparked within these committees and the enduring connections forged between future world leaders.
Can we have a round of applause, please? The applause should be roaring, please. Thank you. Excellence is a summit reached through the discipline of persistence. We now move to the most awaited segment, the presentation of awards. I request Dr. Shubhra Dikshit, the faculty member of organizing committee, to announce the result of our online committees.
Thank you, Ankita. Respected. It's time for okay. It's time for, yes, results declaration. I'm sure, butterfly is going down the stomach. In fact, I'm becoming very nostalgic, very nervous to declare the results. But before that, our guest of honor, Mr. James Mark de Souza Shields, has to leave. So I'll request additional Pro VC, sir, and Chairperson AMIMUN 2026 to honor and felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. James Mark de Souza Shields.
Can we have the applauses rolling?
Sir's address was truly nice, and I take down the last lines that Sir said, be the change. So let us all be those agents of change, and our Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, sir, endorses that we have to be that change because, the society continuously changes, the laws are dynamic, and so should we. Thank you so much, Dr. James Mark de Souza Shields, Country Director, Head of Multi-Country Office, International Fund for Agriculture Development, for gracing the occasion. Chairperson AMIMUN, Lakshmi ma'am, and additional Pro VC, Professor Sanjeev Bansal sir, for doing the honors, presenting a Tulsi sapling which showcases our green initiatives, and the shawl is a token of our warmth and affection from the portals of the entire organizing committee of AMIMUN 2026. This is a token of our gratitude from the entire Amity family. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing the occasion. Timeless as the moment stands here, forever we will endorse the day AMIMUN 26, which is also conferred upon the Bharat Book of World Records, Best in the Leadership Excellence category. Virtus per disciplinum is now coming to its culmination with the declaration of the results. At first, the online committees, I request Dr. Shubhra Dikshit ma'am to continue with the results declaration. Okay, we also honor Dr. Mandeep Singh Chatwalji, Trade Commissioner of Uruguay. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful address. Please accept this token of our gratitude from the portals of the entire organizing committee of AMIMUN. So touched with your presence. We also now honor our guest of honor, Major Vineet Kumar, Global President, Cyber Peace. Tulsi sapling presentation is where modernity blends with tradition at Amity, and we begin all our events by presenting Tulsi saplings. Sir.
As it is rightly said by Simon Sinek, leadership is not about being in charge. Rather, it's about taking care of those who are in charge. Model United Nations is not just a conference. It is a laboratory for future global leaders. And the MUNs are not about winning the debates. It's about understanding the complexity of the international relations and learning to collaborate for the greater good.
Oh, goodness gracious. Now the results. Eyes down as we declare the results for the 3 online committees. Everybody is there in the virtual mode. All right. So here we go for the movement of achievement. Dr. Shubhra Dixit.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected guests, esteemed judges, honorable faculty members, distinguished delegates, and dear students. As we arrive at the most awaited moment of the valedictory ceremony,
I'll request Mr. Naveen Kumarji to kindly come on the dais. He's the founder and CEO of Antimatter Space. I'm sure you saw him yesterday during the ballroom evening also. Yes or no? Yes? And before that, let's reiterate the theme. Yes, sir? On a count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Let us per disciplinum, and now comes the most defining and the moment of achievement.
The art of diplomacy is not about winning, but about bringing people together to solve the shared challenges. In the world of diplomacy, the challenge is not to gain a victory over your adversary, but to gain a victory over our misunderstandings, as it is rightly said by Kofi Annan.
Of course, and now the results. First, the online committees.
before announcing the result, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Executive Board and judges for their impartial evaluation, keen observation, and tireless efforts. The awards we announce today recognize excellence, but let me emphasize that every participant here is a winner. Each of you leaves with enhanced confidence, sharper critical thinking skills, and a deeper understanding of world affairs. The winner of the 3 online committees are from UNODC. Verbal mentions are Bulgaria, Brazil, Greece.
Round of applause for the verbal mention.
Honorable mention, Azerbaijan. Special mention, Iran. High commendation, Angola. Best delegate, India.
Oh God, goodness. Oh, many congratulations, UNODC.
From ECOSOC, verbal mentions are Andorra, Dominican Republic, Switzerland. Honorable mentions, Ethiopia, Uzbekistan, Israel. Special mention, Japan. High commendation, Fiji. Best delegate, UAE.
Congratulations, all the winners of ECOSOC.
From WHO, verbal mention in no particular order, Democratic Republic of Congo, Canada, Gabon, Maldives. Honorable mention, Republic of Korea. Special mention, Mexico. High commendation, Sao Tome and Principe. Best delegate, Fiji.
Congratulations, all the winners.
We would now declare the result of offline committees.
Offline committees. So, I will call upon the EB panel of the said committee I'll request the EB panel to come up on the dais and declare the results. And before that, I'll request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly step forward to give away and confer the results, confer the awards to all the delegates. So what do you think I should announce first? Which committee? Which committee should I announce first? Oh my God, which one? I can't hear it. What? Oh, all right, all right, all right. So, chalo, मैं पहले बुलाती हूँ. The first offline committee is UNICEF. I'll request the EB panel, UNICEF, to come on the stage and declare the results.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. Firstly, congratulations to the entire faculty, secretariat, organizing committee for organizing such a wonderful conference. One of the most beautiful things about Amity MUN every year stands to be that this is how the conference starts and this is how the year starts. So I believe this is a very beautiful stamp as to how the year will start. So congratulations. Thank you, Devanjan and Abhijit, for calling me and making me part of this beautiful conference. With regards to my committee, UNICEF, there were, I believe, 130, 140 delegates. And over the course of 3 days, 2.5 days actually, we've had tremendous amount of deliberations, discussions with regards to the agenda. I'll simply stick to the award list and not speak any further. With regards to the awards, I have 5 honorable mentions, 1 special mention, 1 high commendation, and 1 best delegate. I'll be just calling out the list for the honorable mention awardees. Special mention, high commendation, and best delegate awardees are requested to approach to the stage. Honorable mention 5 goes to the delegate of Slovakia. Honorable mention 4 goes to the delegate of Montenegro. Honorable mention 3 goes to the delegate of Saudi Arabia. Honorable mention 2 goes to the delegate of Uganda. And honorable mention 1 goes to the delegate of Japan. Now coming down to the special mention awardee, you're requested to kindly approach to the stage for the felicitation. Special mention award goes to the delegate of Malawi. The high commendation award goes to the delegate of Rwanda. And for the best delegate award goes to the delegate of Marshall Islands. Congratulations to everyone and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now, I would like to invite the executive boards of the UNICEF. Okay. I would like to invite the chairperson of the UNICEF, Mr. Shwetank Upadhyay. I would like to invite the executive boards of the UNICEF committee as well. Co-chairperson Shlok Gautam, UNICEF. Research Associate Pranit Kashyap, UNICEF. The next committee we have is UNHRC. And for that, I would like to invite the chairperson, Baba Sayan Bajaj.
UNHRC has got double delegation. I invite Baba Sayan Bajaj and the other members of the EB panel to declare the results. UNHRC, Sayan, Arshia, Pushkar, and Janvi. Yeah.
We started this.
Greetings, everyone. Myself, Pushkar Priyanshu, serving as the Vice Chairperson for the United Nations Human Rights Council for the past 3 days. And personally speaking, this was a very wonderful experience because I'll be very honest, when I was taking the training session of this committee, I was like, it's going to be a very beginner-friendly committee, I'll be very honest. But when we stepped into the committee, except the day one, of course, the day 2 and day 3 were like fantastic moments of amazing debates, heated discussions, heated arguments flowing on a back-to-back point of orders and, arguments in the committee, which was something which actually did charge up the committee a lot. And I believe that a lot of beginners also evolved over the course of these 3 days, sorry, my bad, doing really good on the day 3 as compared to the day 1. So all in all, it was a very fantastic experience for me personally to be on the executive board panel. And I would like to thank all the delegates and my co-EB members. My chairperson and the co-chairperson, ma'am, both of them are not here, but my rapporteur as well. So with that, let's start the award structure of this committee. First of all, the award structure is like, we don't have any honorables and verbals in the committee. We have one BD, one HighCom, and one Specman. So firstly, announcing the special mention of United Nations Human Rights Council, the delegation of Bahrain.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started, as it is said by Mark Twain.
Next, we have the High Commendation of the committee. And the High Commendation Award goes to the unpronounceable country name, the delegation of Eswatini. But now I would like to request my co-EB member to take on the stage. Thank you.
The best delegate for our committee is Denmark.
Now I would like to invite the executive board to come on the stage and join us. The co-chairperson, Arshia Mehta, UNHRC. Vice chairperson, Pushkar Priyanshu, UNHRC. And the report chair, Janvi Narang. Can we have a big round of applause? Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ranjit Hooda, the chairperson of the UNGA committee.
A lot of knowledgeable my executive board members before me have already thanked the secretariat for doing a very wonderful job and the esteemed faculty. So I'll directly uh, announce the awards. We have 6 honorable mentions in no particular order. Honorable mention 1 goes to Delegate of Tunisia. Honorable mention 2 goes to Delegate of Cuba. Honorable mention 3 goes to the Delegate of Vietnam. Honorable mention 4 goes to the Delegate of Oman. Honorable mention 5 goes to the Delegate of Japan. And the last honorable mention goes to the Delegate of Germany. Now, the special mention, high commendation, and best delegate awardees are requested to come on the stage. The special mention goes to the delegate of Iceland. The high commendation goes to the delegate of Mexico. Now coming to the best delegate award goes to the delegate of Bhutan.
Now, I would like to invite the executive board members of the C34 committee to please come up on the stage and declare the results.
Now I would like to invite the executive board members of the UNGA committee. Vice Chairperson Hardik Sardana. Co-chairperson of the UNGA committee Pranav Vinayak Jain. Report chair Ranjit. Chairperson of the UNGA committee Ranjit Hutta.
I would now invite the EB panel of C34 to declare the results. EB panel C34.
Greetings, delegates. I'll not take the podium anyways. It's been my 4th year there, and the conference always keeps getting better. This new bunch, this new set of kids standing on the dais, Debanjan, Saksham, Abhijit have taken the conference again to a new stage. And thank you so much for having me again here, especially to the teacher in charges. I look forward to be here whenever I am possibly in this city and whenever the conference is happening. Thank you so much for having me here. I'll let my core EB members announce the results. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. At the outset, I would like to greet the dignitaries and all the delegates present here. I've been doing MUN since 10 years. I've been doing MUNs with Kshitij since 8 years, and it has been 7 years now that I've been coming to Amity, first as a school kid, then as a college kid, and now as an executive board member. And that is what I want to give as a message to all the kids present here as well, that even if you lose today, don't get disheartened. If you like the kick out this activity, continue it as your passion and just keep doing this activity and you will excel one day. Coming straightforward to the awards. The award structure for the committee is 2 honorable mentions, 1 special mention, 1 high commendation, and 1 best delegate. I will be announcing the honorable mentions and the special mention, and my co-executive board member will be announcing the high commendation and the best delegate. The 2 honorable mentions are Brazil and Sudan. Brazil and India, sorry. Followed by the special mention, who is required to come on the stage, the delegate of Hungary. I now request my co-executive board member to announce the rest of the awards.
All right. So, greetings, everyone. It has truly been an absolute honor to serve as a vice chair of C34 committee. I would like to sincerely thank the entire organizing team, the staff members, the OC members, and the seniors and all the delegates for making this conference such a memorable and successful experience. Also, a huge round of applause for the core, Dibanjan, Abhijit, Saksham, who really made this conference a record-breaking conference this year. Over the past few days, we have witnessed the powerful debates, sharp diplomacy, and incredible innovation discussion. Not taking much of the time, coming to the results. The High Commendation Award is for Delegate of Russia. The Best Delegate Award for C34 Committee for AMIMUN 2026 goes to Delegate of Senegal.
Thank you. I'll now request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our EB members of C34. Shitish Tripathi, Chairperson, Jaskaranjit Singh, Vice Chairperson, Madhav Madan, Co-Chairperson. This seems so beautiful. These are the times of achievements. Forever it will be etched in our memories for AMIMUN 2026. Virtus per disciplinum. For amity is as good as you make it. Wherever you go, your name with amity will remain forever. And now comes another committee, which is IMF. I'll request the EB panel of IMF, Chairperson Durgesh Shah and Vice Chair Karthik Nandal, Ishika Mishra, reporter, to be on the dais.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishika Mishra. I am the reporter for the International Monetary Fund Committee, and I'll be announcing the awards on the behalf of the executive board. This has been a very fun committee. Thank you, Abhijit. Thank you, Debanjan. Thank you, Kashish from the hospitality team and the secretariat and everyone else here. This was a fun committee. I saw a lot of good researches and nice speeches, but also my fair share of chits that made me question reality. Coming to the awards, we have 5 verbal mentions, 3 honorable mentions, best delegate, high commendation, and a special mention. The first verbal mention goes to the delegate of Singapore. The second verbal mention goes to the delegate of Ghana. The third verbal mention goes to the delegate of Czech Republic. The fourth verbal mention is for the delegate of Sudan. And for the fifth verbal mention, it's for the delegate of France. The first honorable mention goes to the delegate of Denmark. The second honorable mention goes to the delegate of Croatia. The third honorable mention goes to the delegate of South Africa. The special mention award goes to the delegate of Bolivia. The High Commendation Award goes to the delegate of Afghanistan. And the Best Delegate Award goes to the delegate of Netherlands. Thank you to all the awardees and for your participation and your patience. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much.
I'll now request dignitaries on the dais to felicitate EB panel rapporteur IMF Ishika Mishra. Congratulations, all the winners of IMF. Beautiful, the moment that is of achievement and so much of hard work put in for deliberations and dialogues and debates. AMIMUN 2026, Virtus per Disciplinum.
And as it is rightly said, if you want to shine like a sun, you must first burn like a sun.
Of course, and now comes JCC. I call upon Kiska? Ho gaya? Ishika, yeah. And now I call upon the EB panel of JCC to come up on the stage and declare the results. Okay, fine. We now come upon the next committee, I think which steals the show every time, and that is Lok Sabha. I request the EB members to come up on the dais and declare the results. Speaker Mayank Singhal, Deputy Speaker Mohammad Rakib, Co-Speaker Shriya Mohapatra, General Secretary Divya Gupta.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Hi, very good evening to the August gathering. As ma'am rightly mentioned, Lok Sabha probably stole the show yet again. I thank the entire secretariat for having me continuously for the 5th time at Amity. I commend the hospitality team for giving us an amazing hospitality. Devanjan, Abhijit, Saksham, Kashish, Sanchita, thank you for having me overboard. Thanking the entire organizing committee in the Lok Sabha led by Prakhya and Hargun for passing about 1,000 number of chits. And we're not giving away any verbal mentions, so we've got 10 awards, and I would request my co-EB members to announce the awards. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. Shriya Mohapatra this side. I served in the capacity of Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. So Amity bringing back a lot of memories. I delegated here 7 years ago, and I got my mentors from there. So thanks to Amity. And thanks to my co-EB member, Mayank Singhal Bhaiya and Rakib Bhaiya for always being there. And now coming straight to the awards, honorable mentions are in a particular order. I kindly request all my parliamentarians, the honorable mentions that I will be saying, to stand up at their places. Honorable mention 7 goes to Akhilesh Yadav. Honorable mention 6 goes to Nirmala Sitharaman. Honorable mention 5 goes to Imran Masood. Honorable mention 4 goes to Shashi Tharoor. Honorable mention 3 goes to Raghav Chadda. Honorable mention 2 goes to Rajiv Shukla. And honorable mention 1 goes to Kapil Sibal. May we have a big round of applause for all the honorable mentions, and all the best for your future conferences. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Shreya, Mayank sir. Without wasting a single second, direct on awards. A special mention goes to Gyaneshwar Patil. And the high commendation goes to Madam Mawa Moitra. And the best parliamentarian goes to any guesses, Lok Sabha? Without any doubt, the member of parliament from Nagina, Chandrasekhar Azad. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And that's truly momentous. As we say, Lok Sabha always steals the show. I'll now request dignitaries on the dais to honor and felicitate our EB panel. Speaker Mayank Singhal, Deputy Speaker Mohammad Rakib, and co-speaker Shriya Mohapatra. Rakib sir is co-speaker and Shriya is deputy speaker. Because I got this list. Please go ahead. What matters is the finesse and excellence which you all portray every year as members of the executive board. Great intellectual rigor all 3 days at AMIMUN 2026, isn't it?
Indeed, ma'am. Even victory belongs to those who are driven by passion.
Of course. And now we come to the last two committees. Last two committees. Oh, goodness gracious. So now I call upon the EB panel of IP to declare the results. Satvik Upadhyay, Head of Photography. Manya Sharma, Editor-in-Chief. Ishita Kapoor, Deputy Editor-in-Chief.
Hello, everyone. I am Manya, and I served as the editor-in-chief for this conference. Thank you to Ishita for being an amazing Dep EIC. Without any further ado, I'll straight away move forward to the awards. So we have Best Journalist, Best Caricaturist, and Best Photographer. Best Journalist goes to Avisha R. Thakur. And for the Best Caricaturist, I'd invite Ishita to announce.
Good evening, everyone. The award for the best caricaturist goes to Shashwat Gupta.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Satvik Upadhyay, and I served in the capacity of Head of Photography in Amity MEN 2026. This is my third time in Amity. I participated in Amity MEN 2024 and 25. And last year, I was the best photographer over here. It was all my pleasure. And thank you, Amity MEN team. Thank you, Shivashish. Thank you, Debanjan. Thank you, Abhijit, for inviting me over here. We have 3 awards in photography, 2 honorable mentions, and 1 best photographer. The honorable mentions are requested to stand at their places. The honorable mention in a particular order. Honorable mention 2 goes to Dhruv. Honorable mention 1 goes to Hamim. And now the time for the best photographer award. The best photographer award goes to Ayush Vishwakarma. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amity MEN team.
A great committee which takes the inputs now and then every day on their toes, that is IP. I'll now request dignitaries on the dais to felicitate and honor the EB panel of International Press. Satvik Upadhyay, Head of Photography. Manya Sharma, Editor-in-Chief. And Ishita Kapoor, Deputy Editor-in-Chief. Many congratulations also for showcasing your finesse as the EB panel.
Excellence is not an accident. Rather, it is a continuous process.
Where are the applauses rolling? Oh my God. We are now going to end as just 2 committees remaining. Yeah, many congratulations. I now call upon the next committee, that is... Yeah, both of you, yeah. Many congratulations, EB panel of International Press at AMIMUN 2026 for showcasing your intellect, intellectual rigor, talent, skills, diplomacy skills, and much more. We now come on to the next committee. I call upon the EB panel of UNCSW, Chairperson Sagar Chamarthi, Co-Chair Adisri, Vice Chair Sanvi, and reporter Divyanshi Mayan to declare the results.
The best way to predict the future is to create it, as it is rightly said by Peter Drucker.
Good evening, everyone. So one of the largest committee to chair in the conference, and this is the 7th AMIMUN I'm returning in various aspects. Moving on with the verbal mentions in no particular order, we have Czech Republic, Malta, Sweden, Central African Republic, Denmark, and Germany. The honorable mention awards in particular order is honorable mention 4 go to the delegate of United Kingdom. Honorable mention 3 goes to delegate of Japan. Honorable mention 2 goes to delegate of New Zealand. Honorable mention 1 goes to delegate of Italy. The special mention award goes to the delegate of Gabon. The High Commendation Award goes to the delegate of Tuvalu. Any guesses for the best delegate? Yes, the best delegate award goes to the delegate of Malaysia.
Please stay back. There are 2 more awards to be declared, and also we have to declare the Best Delegation Award. So I'll request you to stay back, please. I'll now request dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Mr. Sagar Chamarti, Chairperson, UNCSW. Yeah, let the applauses be rolling as we now declare the results for the JCC. I'll request Secretary General Debanjan Das Gupta to declare the results for JCC. And after this, I'll request to declare Saksham to declare the Best Delegation Award.
Without any further ado, the verbal mentions for JCC are as follows. National Security Advisor, McGeorge Bundy, US Ambassador to Cuba, Civilian Government Advisor, Prime Minister of Canada, Cuban Ambassador to the USA. The honorable mentions are as follows. Soviet Ambassador to Cuba, Cuban Navy Commander, Soviet Missile Deployment Commander in Cuba, Commander of Atlantic Fleet Admiral Robert L. Denison. The special mention for JCC is Prime Minister Fidel Castro. The High Commendation for JCC goes to President John F. Kennedy. And the Best Delegate for JCC goes to the President of Brazil.
Thank you, Debanjan. There is one award remaining for Anubhav Sahu. You are here? For these moments are moments of achievement and forever to be etched in our hearts and minds. AMIMUN talks about diplomacy, camaraderie, friendship beyond borders, and much more. Anubhav Sahu, Best Delegate for IMF. Goodness gracious, and now comes the time to declare the Best Delegation Award. Before that, let's have a round of applause for all the winners of the 9 offline committees. All of you are winners here. And now I'll request Saksham Shivashish, Deputy Director General, to declare Best Delegation Award.
Any guesses? The Best Delegation Award for the 15th edition of AMIMUN 26 goes to SGTB Khalsa. I request the entire team to come up on the dais and receive the Best Delegation Trophy.
The shimmering silver trophy. Oh my goodness. Let's have a huge round of applause. Let the applauses be rolling. SGTB Khalsa College now lifting the shimmering silver trophy at AMIMUN 2026 as the Best Delegation Award. Let's have the applauses rolling. बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलती है trophy. Continuous hard work, consistency, skills that are unmatched across 1,500 plus delegates across the globe with more than 30 countries participating. I'll now request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate the core secretariat members. I'll also request proud parents of Debanjan Das Gupta, Secretary General, to come on the dais, please. All the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate the core secretariat members. Debanjan Das Gupta, along with proud parents. Debanjan Das Gupta is the Secretary General, AMIMUN 2026. Followed by Abhijit Singh, Director General, AMIMUN 2026. Followed by Saksham, Deputy Director General, AMIMUN 2026. Followed by Sanchita Shankar, Chef de Cabinet, AMIMUN 2026. I'll request Kashish also to join on the stage. Without the core secretariat, we wouldn't have been possible to conceive the entire theme, Virtus per Disciplinum, now at its culmination. The core secretariat has been felicitated by honorable dignitaries on the dais. Yeah, Sanchita Shankar, Chef de Cabinet. I'll now request dignitaries on the dais to also felicitate the pillars of AMIMUN 2026, our very respected and dear faculty members. I invite Dr. Priyanka Singh, Associate Professor, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Saloni Pahuja, Associate Professor, ASB, Dr. Raj Bala Simon, Associate Professor, AIIT, Dr. Ruchi Tandon, Associate Professor, AICC, Dr. Shubhra Dikshit, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Dr. Neha Jain, Assistant Professor, AIP, Dr. Srinjoy Datta, Assistant Professor, AIESR, Dr. Aki Mukherjee, Assistant Professor, ASCO, Dr. Debashish Das, Assistant Professor, AIIS. All the faculty members, thank you so much for your efforts. Without you, you are the guiding light. To all the delegates of this conference and also to all the student mentors, they are all your mentees. You've mentored them so well across the 3 days. It said, no, Guru Gobind do khade kako lagu paye, balihari Guru aapke, Gobind diyo bataye. Guru की महिमा इतनी अपार है जिसने गोविंद को भी बता दिया तो उसकी महिमा का बखान तो केवल शब्दों से नहीं किया जा सकता. Thank you. All the faculty members of the organizing committee, AMIMUN 2026. And as we culminate this mega event 2026, let's have a round of applause for all these felicitations. We have to wait. Thank you, dignitaries on the dais. Thank you, dignitaries on the dais. I'll request you all to be seated because there is a formal vote of thanks, and also we have to declare the closing of AMIMUN. I'll request additional Pro VC sir also to declare the next dates again. I'll request Mr. Debanjan Das Gupta, Secretary General AMIMUN, and Additional Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, with the strike of the gavel down, declare the closing of AMIMUN 26 and declare the fresh dates for AMIMUN 2027. The gavel will now be struck down. We'll request you all to rise and have a round of applause for the closure and for this gavel ceremony. Yeah, striking the gavel down.
I, Debanjan Das Gupta, Secretary General of AMIMUN 26, declare this conference closed.
The next dates of AMIMUN 2027 are January 15 to 17th.
January 15 to 17th, 2027 are the next dates for AMIMUN 2017. I'll request all the dignitaries on the desk to be here for a group picture. Let us have a round of applause for the entire organizing committee. AMIMUN 2026, together we rock, isn't it? And for AMIMUN 2027, let us all gear up again. For Founder President, thank you so much, sir, for always blessing us. For our Honorable Chancellor, sir, thank you for being the pillar of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, now with the permission of Additional Pro VC, sir, we now close the online session. We can close the online session. Thank you, everyone, till we meet again in the year 2027. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye from the portals of Amity University. I'll request all the faculty members, organizing committee members to kindly come here in the conference. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and take care. Bye-bye.